Okay, so today we are doing a sketch. You can use your pencils or you can use pencils. So here is our reference image. Let me turn this off.
Make the picture.
Actually, let's zoom that one in so you can see it better. That's probably good.
Yes. Make the picture.
Move that one over. So you can use pencil or charcoal today.
Okay.
We will start with our pencils though.
Really? What's that? Is it coconut tree?
Pardon?
What's that? The tree? What kind of tree?
This? I have no idea.
Coconut. Coconut.
Coconut. Is it a
Somebody-
coconut? You
Yeah,
want the-
somebody tell me
okay.
what this is because I have no idea.
Not
From the
flower.
coconut tree, yeah.
Could be coconut. It looks nice though. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so I will be starting with HB pencil. You can start with any of the lighter pencils. And later I might bring in the charcoal. In. Okay. Does anyone still need this? Or we'll leave it up for another minute or so. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is start landmarking where everything is going to be. Okay. These are. So I will set the horizon line about here, very close to the bottom. So this is the bottom of my page. You can't really see it, kind of out of frame, but I will be setting my horizon line about here for the table. Maybe we can do a little bit higher actually. Nah, let's do it down here. Okay, so we'll set our horizon line here at the bottom. And draw out the rest of the table. And then we'll start marking where all our objects will be. Okay. So now we get to mark out the rest of the objects in our still life. So first we have a couple of things going on here. We have some coconut looking vase. So what you can do is mark out the top. You can make it a little bit bigger and mark out the bottom of where that thing is going to be. Just like a general shape. And you can mark out the hourglass looking shape here. So it will be a little bit taller than the coconut vase thing. So we'll just mark out the shape of this thing. You can make it a little bit bigger, make it a little bit smaller. Mine is a little bit bigger. I wanted to zoom in on everything in the picture. So you mark out the shape of these things first. Don't worry too much about accuracy. And you can change how big or small everything is later. So I want this shape to be bigger, and I want this one to be a little bit smaller. Okay, and then we have a lemon. So we can put it here. Just mark out the shape of the lemon. It's like a big circle. And then you can add some of these little shells or rocks. So this part is pretty optional. You don't need to add these little things, but you can. And then slowly, we can mark out the shape of the fan and this container. So the fan, let's draw a long line up. And we'll draw a straight curved line like this across so that it intersects with this one. And then we'll go around like a fan. You can make this bigger or smaller. Let's make mine a bit bigger. And then we would draw in each of the leaves individually. But first, let's work on this shape right here. So the top is like a circle. So it's a bit, the top is a bit like a circle, except it's more of an oval. It's condensed there. And then for this part, we will draw out a rectangle for the bottom. So you draw out a rectangle. Keep in mind that these lines are not completely straight. There is a curve to them. And then you just connect these lines up. And you can start to draw each one of these leaves in individually. It might be easier to start in the middle. So if we start in the middle, we can start creating this fan shape. It's like a kind of like a bow tie here that we have going on. And you can just start drawing out all of these. And notice as they get further away from the center, the petals or the leaves are getting further and further apart. So that's why we make this fan shape. So that everyone can see, oh, we have to cover the entire fan. So I use the fan as my guide. Okay. Great. So you keep going until you've covered the entire fan shape. And then I'll stop here for a minute so that everybody can get caught up. And then after, we'll start marking out where our shadows are. And we can start filling in the page. So I'll try to make my hourglass a little bit thicker. Oops, that's blue. Okay. And then you can also add the water in here or the coffee. I think it's coffee. And if your corners are looking sharp, you can round all of them out. Because most of these objects are quite round. Okay. Okay, so at this point, you can start adding in the shadows. So wherever you see shadows and highlights, you can mark them down. For example, behind the shell. Or behind this container. Look at where the objects are the darkest, so where are the shadows? And it looks to be this side for this object. So I will just mark that out. As well as I chose this object for today because I like the way the light hits it. It's very interesting. So we'll put a highlight here. And a highlight up here. So this is a shape of an L, and this is kind of like, they're kind of upside down, I guess. Just to tell yourself, okay, I know that there is a highlight here and there's a shadow down here. So I just draw it out to remind myself where those things are. And then we have here. Okay. And then I will go ahead and erase all these extra marks. And after that, we can begin with our shading. So you can choose for shading to use pencil or charcoal. I like charcoal because I think it is faster. So erase all my fan lines. Okay, so you can start thinking about whether you want to use charcoal or pencil. So if you're using pencil, or if you decide to use pencil, you'll be following the same techniques, but you'll be using cross hatching. So I will demonstrate using pencil. Pencil is the same as charcoal. You can also rub it with a paper towel like we usually do, or you can use cross hatching. So that's this technique to show something is shaded. Let's create a box. Let's say this is the darkest side. Cross hatching is when I draw lines in one direction, and then I draw lines like this, so that it covers the entire thing. So if I want to do, let's say, this one a little bit lighter, so the same technique, I'm just hatching and then cross hatching in this direction. And it's just a quick way of covering the entire object. So this is a way you can use if you're using pencil. And it covers the entire object quite quickly and adds texture. So I'll show you on the side of this container what that looks like. So you can use a darker pencil. You don't have to use HB. Usually I will use a 5B or 6B or something. I can't find those ones, so I'll demo using this one. But basically what this would look like is you use long streaks to try to cover this shaded area. Like this. So the shaded area, the darker area, you're using your pencil to cover. I like my 6B pencil. I'm not sure where it went though. Oh, here we go. I found it, this little guy right here. So you would continue to fill out the shape carefully. The only thing is this takes more time than if you're using charcoal. We just put the charcoal in and then we smudge it using a paper. So this one is more slow. And requires a bit more control. So I'm just hatching right now. I haven't started the cross hatching bit yet. So what I'm doing right now is just putting in the shadow. And later I'll go in more. And you can see how this will take longer. So then, because I went in this direction, I can now crosshatch here. I can bring this over. So I still need to fill out this part. Okay. And you can start to fill in these areas lightly. If you're using pencil, if you're using charcoal, you don't need to do that. Remember, we can add them in later. And you notice how this top part is darker. And then what you would do is gradually fill in these areas. So I'm cross-hatching now, and I'm just going along the shape, which is this way, right? And I'm gradually filling in these sides. And then I'll switch to HB so I can finish adding in the rest of the texture here. And it will help to add in the lines so it doesn't look completely white. So there, you can see how this shape is quickly filled in. Okay. And this little top portion right here. I think this shape might be the hardest one here. The circular one right here is the hardest. So some people like it to keep it smooth, and some people like to have the texture. if you want to keep it smooth, you can grab the paper towel and you can rub at it like a charcoal. But in traditional Chinese sketching, we want the texture to show. Like we like when we can see each individual line, but it's all very fine in there. Like their lines are very close together. And then we can do the bottom here. So this line is very dark. It helps to keep your pencils really sharp. Okay. Usually you would draw everything at once. So you're not just working on this shape and then moving. But I wanted to demonstrate how to shape it. Okay, for the sake of the time, I will move on to this one right here. So again, oh, I should have started on this side. Now I'm going to smear everything. So again, we start from the darkest areas, the shadows. And we start by going in one direction. Okay, so that would be over here. So you start by drawing lines in one direction. And you ignore the highlight parts for the most part. So ignoring the highlighted parts, I will draw lines. Oh, and up here. So I try to cover all of that. The side here is very dark. And then for the one on the bottom, we can leave it mostly clear except for our dark areas, like this shadow right here is going to be very dark. So I just fill it in. And then I will need to also shade in the coffee. So I will fill in this coffee here. And then we can begin to fill in the cross hatching. So after you've gone everything in one, mostly in one direction, except for this bottom part here, you can go the opposite direction. So it doesn't actually matter which direction you're starting in. Oh, I can probably switch to my darker pencil. So you want to add in all these lovely reflections. Now I'm going the opposite direction. And I'm trying to leave some of the highlight parts white. So instead of going all the way across, because I want to preserve some of the highlight parts, I'm just going in small sections. And you just want to fill in these areas, these dark areas. This one's horizontal because somebody was calling me. There we go. So we can keep going and keep going. We can fill in some of these shadows. And we will still need to fill in all the other objects. Our rock here. So you just want to start filling in all of these little things. Start with the shadow. And this one has a bit of a bump there. See, that's it. It's just a couple of marks. And then we'll do this guy here. And our lemon. So the rind is going to be darker than the pulp in the middle. the shadow part is the darkest of the entire lemon. And then I think some of this needs to be darker. I'm just going in with my eraser to erase some of the outer line. So this part I would like to keep white. And I want to make the inside a little bit darker. And then there's this rock in the corner. You can almost make up what these rocks look like. It's just a couple of lines across, and then you get, you know, something that looks like a rock. The goal is to have several layers. So you have some areas lighter, some areas darker, and you only need a couple of lines. And then, of course, we have this huge tree. So I do want to sketch out some of the shadows a little bit longer. Just very lightly. Okay, so we got to keep going here. Just have this top leaf. So I'll slow down so that everybody can catch up a little bit. And then we'll go into that leaf. As well as a background if you want one. If you want, you can add in the texture for this one. This object, this actually has a lot of texture in it. So if you want, you can go in and, so we've made it look smooth, but if you wanted to add it, you would just tap your pencil like this. See if you can get any of this light texture in there. And optional, of course, it looks pretty good as a smooth object as well.
I want to leave. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, thank you. And then we can finish this guy up here. Okay. So the way that I'm doing this is, notice that these things are split into two, and one side is darker for most of them. So I'm going in, making that side darker. And keep in mind, not all of them are structured the same way. So some of them, one side is darker, some of them, that's not the case. So if you make them all a little bit different, your sketch will look more realistic if that's what you want. Okay. So all there's left to do is fill in all of these branches. Oh, everybody is leaving. We're almost done. So I'm gonna keep adding in. Switch to a darker pencil to make this faster. So almost done. 2 more leaves. And you can see it doesn't matter too much. Just make some parts a little bit lighter and some parts darker. And make all these inside creases quite dark. Just like that. Okay. So I just want to let everybody know that you can't color the background in, but that's totally optional. It's up to you. So if you wanted to color the entire background in, what you can do is take a super light pencil, and you don't have to do this, but some people, they like to do this. I would just draw lines like this. Show you how I would fill in the background so it's not so white. A good idea is to erase these fingerprints first. Okay. So you would just go like that and try to fill in the background so it's not so white. And try to use long pencil strokes. And then you get something like this, which I will say, oh, I didn't have my light on today. That's unfortunate. So dark today. We're doing class in dark. And then if you feel some areas, you can add a little bit more shading, less shading. Feel free to do that. I will say, I think this one is mostly done. But we still have some time. So I will keep going and make the dark areas a little bit darker, make the light areas a little bit lighter, and see if we can make this even better. So I'm going in and making the dark areas darker to try to get it to pop. So you just keep working at it. And you can add some of the highlights back in if you feel like you have lost them. So for example, up here, maybe I want to add a bit of a highlight on this side of my stem. And then maybe this one. Okay. The fingerprints. So with pencil, you can blend it out, just like charcoal. It doesn't blend quite as well, but it does blend. So if you don't like texture, if you like it to look smooth, you can use a paper towel to blend. So you can fold it, or you can just use it. So it will blend, but not as well as charcoal does. And if that's something you want to do at any point, go ahead. So I'm trying to make my background a little bit smoother. So you would just want to blend out, well, if you want, then you can blend it out. You can also apply the same blending to the actual objects. So you get something like this. Remember to sign your work. I think this one is finished. Does anyone want to show their work? I'm on my phone, so I'll try my best to see. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Very nice, everybody. I can see what you have so far. This is awesome. Very nice. This one has this one's kind of interesting. Okay. Very good job, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, Libby. Hi. I hope everybody have had fun today, and I will see you guys not next week. We don't have a class next week. We're beginning back in January, but hopefully I see everybody at the Christmas party this Thursday. Okay. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.